Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Bold and Raw Talks with me, Benjamin, and my guest, usual guest, Lydia Tett Olet. And this is the parenting program that we always do every Monday. We do apologize that last Monday, the 20th of June, 2022, we were not able to go live due to some technical problems. But we are thankful that today, June the 27th, we are here again to continue with our talks. And for all the parents who have always been following us since we began these shows, more than 10 shows, I welcome you and I thank you so much. If you're going to be watching for the first time, please don't forget to like and follow this page. You can always watch a repeat of this talk on my YouTube channel, Benjamin Junior Bogonko, and also you can catch a repeat here on Facebook where I'm doing it on my Facebook page. So please find time and go and watch the other previous shows that we began sometime back in this year, 2022. Talking about how to parent and parenting, just sharing our opinions together with the viewers on the comments and my guest Lydia. So I welcome you here in the next 1 hour to listen to us, share the video, tag a friend, tag a fellow parent, and as always, I ask you, are you a proud parent? If you're a proud parent, please type there, you're a proud parent of 1, proud parent of 2, proud parent of 4. And as you can see, the topic today, we are continuing with what we did 2 weeks ago. How can a parent deal with children with special needs and mental illness? And this is a very, very, very important topic for any parent who has a child or children with special needs. If you know them in your family, tag them here on the comments. If you are one of them, please tune in. And also, if you are not one of them, please just share the video on your timeline and continue tagging your friends on the comments as I welcome my guests. Let me know in the comment section where you're tuning in from as you're watching this live now. Tell me your location and we will recognize you. So thank you so much, and don't forget to like and follow the page. Proud parent of 1. Wow, Julia, thank you so much. Mukuba, I see you. Thank you so much. My guest, Lydia, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Lydia is very ready here for us to start our talk. Welcome, Lydia.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry about last week.
All right, things happen.
Things do happen, but we thank
Yes.
God that we are alive and ready to do this again today, this Monday.
Yeah.
How was your day?
Well, my day is good. I'm in the office. I'm still in the office, and
Uh-huh.
my day is good. So far, so good, I would say.
Uh-huh. What time is it in the UK now?
It's 10 past 6.
10 past 6. So the show is always from 6 p.m. United Kingdom time. And for me, it's 12 in the afternoon in the US Central Time.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm about to have my lunch after this show. So it's always
Wow.
from 12 p.m. Central Time in America, 6 p.m. in the UK, and also 8 p.m. in East and Central Africa every Monday. Thank you, Lydia. Let's say hello to the viewers.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Well, back again. My name is Lydia Tett Olet. And like Murali will say, Lydia Tett Olet. Yeah, that's my name. And we're back here again every Monday with parenting. And today, of course, we're talking to parents with special needs children. We started that a week before. We were meant to continue last week, but like Benjamin said, because of technical issues, we couldn't continue. So we're going to continue today. So yes, my name is Lydia Tett Olet. I'm a Kenyan, a full Kenyan, Wakanda forever. Yeah, yeah. But I reside in the UK. And I just want to say thank you to every single person who has joined. Tag a friend, tag your family, tag your husband, your ex, your everybody. Yeah, and let's do this together.
Okay. Did you just say tag your ex?
Yes, tag your ex.
Maybe an ex left someone because of the child with disability, you
Yes,
know? Yeah,
yes,
you can tag him or tag her and tell her, come here and listen to this and hear
yes,
what happened.
exactly.
Wow. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. The viewers who are here, welcome here. Welcome. We really appreciate you wherever you are. Zambia, I see people from Zambia, others in Saudi Arabia, others in the United Kingdom where Lydia is staying, others in the US where I am right now, and others in Kenya, our home country, and also Namibia. Thank you so much. Are you a proud parent? Yes or no? Type there, I'm a proud parent of 4. I'm a proud parent of 3. We like to hear that comment there so that we know we are talking to parents and even parents to be. If you're not a parent yet, this talk is also for you. You never know what's going to happen in the future when you become a mother or a father. So tune in and listen to what Lydia is going to be sharing with us, and together with the comments from the viewers. Are you a proud parent? A proud parent of how many? All right, Lydia.
Yes.
Let's start off with the most significant part about these special needs children. I remember in the last program you shared a story about your own sister
Yes.
who passed away, and may her soul continue resting in peace. Just briefly remind the viewers that you have seen this and you have witnessed it, staying with a sibling who was born with special needs.
Yes.
Just give a brief story to make the viewers understand where you're coming from and how it was for you guys at home.
Okay. So, like I always say, and I'll say it again, I'm not a specialist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a counselor. I'm just a parent who is so passionate about the youths, about parents as well. I'm so passionate to see the parents get it right. I'm not perfect. I've had my own issues as well. But the only reason why I feel like I need to talk to parents is because I attend a lot of courses. I attended a lot of courses, a lot of things, and I saw, and through that, it helped me to bring up my children. I'm a proud mother of children, a 23-year-old, a 24-year-old, 4-year-old, 19-year-old, and a 16-year-old. Bringing them up as a it wasn't easy. The that and everything that I've gone through, I can be able 100% to share my experiences and everything that I've learned as well. And like we always say, that it's not, this is just a guideline. There's no rule book on how to be a parent, but there's a guideline. And that's all what I learned, and that's what I'm sharing with you as well. And also this topic is special, is actually really, really special because we did sister, she passed on, may her soul continue to rest. Had special needs, special disability. She was autistic, and autistic comes in different stages. Autism comes with different stages. There's severe, there's mild, and there's late to autism. And my
I'm
sister, I
sorry,
think
Lydia.
she was in the middle.
Just a moment, Lydia.
Yeah.
You seem to be breaking. I don't know if it's my internet or your side today. Your network is breaking a lot today.
Good.
Yeah, you went to a room where the internet is a little bit not so good.
You can't hear me now? Can you hear me
We
still?
we can hear you, but you're breaking. Like at some moments you're speaking well and smoothly, then the other moments you're breaking. And I can see in the comments here, Medina Dawn. I have a daughter. Okay, this is Medina Dawn has a child. Okay, yeah. Some people have noticed together with me you are breaking.
Can you hear me properly now?
Not yet, not yet. Are you sure you are in a place where the internet is reachable?
Yes, the internet is quite good. It's quite strong.
Uh-huh. Let's see. We will continue, but you are breaking. We can see it and we can hear that you are speaking well for some few seconds, and again later on you're breaking. Hello?
Am I back?
Yes. Or have you connected with the Wi-Fi in your room, or have you connected with the data on your phone?
Can you hear me now, Benjamin?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right. So can I continue or?
Yeah, yeah, you can continue.
Yes, like I was saying, like I was saying, we do. I did have a sister, may her soul rest in perfect peace, who had special needs, and she didn't find it easy. We didn't find it easy either because we didn't know what was wrong with her. But it's not about us; it's about her. She went through tough times because I feel like we did not give her the treatment or the love that she deserved. just because we didn't know what it was, and we were so ignorant. Because what it is just learn. Why can't we just accept that some people are different from us and start learning how to deal with those people that are different from us? Because not everybody is going to have 10 fingers like you, or 10 or one head, or we have people who have things that we don't have. So we shouldn't look at them like, oh, this person is an alien, this person is a demon, this person is strange. But that's how we look at children with special needs. We totally, and that includes the parents as well. The parents totally disconnect from them. We don't give them the love that they deserve. We don't give them the care, the attention that they deserve. And it's because we as parents, we always think that it's an abomination. We are cursed. The child is cursed. I don't want people, we are scared of being judged by the community or by the society, by people outside, our friends, our neighbors. So we hide those children. I've seen special needs children, Benjamin, who have been hidden in the house. They'll be fed in the house. Everything will be done for them. They're not even allowed to go outside. They're not allowed to play. They're not allowed to express their childhood. They're not allowed to say, I'm a child. Let me play. Let me be a child. They're not allowed, just because they're different from what the society want them to look like, or what the society wants them to be. So we now treat them so bad. And the fact that I saw this with my own sister, that's why I always go back and as reference to her, because we did not treat her well like she should have been treated.
And you mentioned she grew up to what age before she passed away?
24.
24. So for 24 years, she was autistic, staying together with you and your sisters and brothers and your parents for 24 years.
Yeah. And she was taken to a boarding school as well. So, and I think I would say probably the most happiest moment that she had was when she was in a boarding school, because then she was with the people of her kind, people who understood her, teachers who knew what autism was, teachers who knew what special needs is. So they know how to love them, they know how to care for them, they know how to give them that TLC. But we didn't. And then she was also surrounded by probably children who have special needs like her. So she feels like, oh, these people probably look like me. I can relate to them. I can resonate with them. But then when she comes home, she finds people who are negative, people who don't understand what she's going through, people who are calling her names. She didn't like to be called those names, but she just thought, you know what? It is what it is. I have, because I know some people in the streets who are calling her ule msichana. You know the way sometimes Kenyans, we don't even ask somebody's name. We just relate to somebody and say, oh, ule ukunywanga pombe, ule mblau, ule mbrown.
Ule jamaa wa Facebook shows.
Ule jamaa wa Facebook shows, ule dema na nywele red.
Yes.
We do not ask people's names. I don't know if it's ignorance or I don't know what is wrong with us, to be honest. And so some people used to say, oh, ule mtoto mwenda ule. You know, so they tagged her with this negative name, ati mwenda. And even her, if she had anybody calling her mwenda or whatever, she would just accept it. Because that's who she thought she was now. Because she's different. So if you're different, you're mwenda. If you're different, you're a bad person. If you're different, you're not accepted or appreciated in your own community. So maybe when she was in school, and I'm sure when she was in school, she was having the best time of her life.
So talking of one of the first challenges is coping with the emotional and physical demands of caring for this child. You can see here in the comment here, Medina Dawn, I'm proud of my daughter. I can't even hide her. And I thank God that since she was operated, I can see a change. Though she used shunt, I don't understand the last part. But Medina Dawn is one of the parents who is living with a child. She said that her condition is hydrocephalus. And you can imagine for her, she's not hiding the daughter. But the challenges of a parent dealing with emotional and physical needs of such a child. You said for you guys did not do much for your sister.
Yeah, we didn't, because we didn't know. I think
lack of information, yes,
and lack of knowledge. Yes, lack of information, lack of knowledge, lack of awareness of what is happening. So we spend so much energy in doing the wrong thing, like spending energy in doing the right thing for her.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm so proud of the mother who just made a comment there, who
Madina. Mm-hmm.
Madina. I'm so proud of Madina for not hiding a child and for actually being proud of a child. Because one day I was talking to this dad who has two special needs children. The wife left him because the wife was like, "Oh, in our family we don't have things like this. This must be in your own family." So we want to stop throwing blames. When we have a child, why is it that when we have a normal child like we think or the society wants the normal child to be, we don't blame anybody. But when anything goes wrong with this child,
It's the
either
mother
it's the mother
or the
or
mother's family.
is the mother's family. Or sometimes some crazy mothers as well, they're out there who say, no, it's the father's family. So I was speaking to this dad who has two special needs children, and the wife left him. And the wife said, oh, this is not in our family. And the wife disconnected totally with those two children. Imagine you have one child who has special needs. Talk about two. And then now the wife went and left the man. So I was asking the man, those children, the children, if you are their mother or their father or their relative, do they know you or relate to you as their relative, or do they relate to love? And he said that those children just relate to love. They don't relate to a relative. Even if this is their dad and their dad shows them zero love, they will not relate with their dad. They
All they
wouldn't
need is
even.
love. Yeah.
All they need is that love. They need to see that you love me, you appreciate me for who I am. You're not making me sad. You're not making me cry. So if you do that to them, they will love you. They only relate to love, not to family, not to friends, not to parents. So that
And the
was
man, at the moment, he's still raising those children.
the man is still raising the two children by himself, and the woman left.
What are the children? What are their conditions?
They have the severe autism. They have severe autism, and one is I think 17, another one, the girl is 16. So the man was even talking about, when you're talking about emotional drainage, it drains you emotionally. And also now the man had this girl, and this girl started her periods. So the man didn't know how to handle it. And the girl just came to the dad and said, oh, I saw a pin. She was talking like, I saw a pin. There's a pin on my bed. But it was blood actually on her bed. She didn't understand what this was. And I remember my sister as well, when she had her periods, she didn't know what that was. She would just walk, and we had to tell her, oh, you need to change. You need to do this. Even when we ask her to put the pad, if you don't tell her to change that pad, she'll stay with it the whole day. Because they don't reason the way we reason. And that's the more reason we should be there for them and help them. So parents with special needs, the first thing I want to tell parents is, it is not your fault. You are not cursed. The same way somebody has headache, the same way something happens and somebody has a bad headache, somebody has migraine, somebody has cancer, somebody has tumor, somebody has MS, somebody has Parkinson's disease. It's the same thing. Somebody can end up with a mental illness, and the mental illness can affect them, and they can have special needs. It's the same chemical that goes wrong somewhere. So it's not a curse. It's like somebody having a stroke, and some people start saying that this person is cursed because they have stroke,
Or you're bewitched.
or you're bewitched.
If they say that, if a parent says, oh, maybe I'm cursed, or my spouse family is cursed or bewitched, what about the other races, where I'm assuming that do they have do they have
They
curses
do.
and bewitched
Exactly.
like in the UK?
Exactly. Because they do have it. They do have it even in the US. They have it everywhere. In China, they have it everywhere. So do you want to say that those people are cursed, or those people are bewitched? There's nothing like that. It's just a chemical. Something went wrong somewhere.
Yeah.
And we have to appreciate these people and love them just the way we appreciate and love everybody else. So why must we always blame somebody, and why must we always tag something negative? Tag them with something so negative.
So one of the other challenges I can see, like Ellen Kathambi is saying, I think I'm a teacher of these children. As a teacher, we do a lot of awareness, but the society still has a lot of myths and
Yes.
beliefs concerning these kids. Disability is not an ability.
Mm.
So your sister grew up 24 years living with autism,
Yes.
and did you believe that she was bewitched because you didn't know what's going on, or what were you believing in when you were seeing her and the way she was not like you guys in the family? And what about the society around your neighbors? What did they have these myths and beliefs?
Yeah. Personally, I wouldn't say, because we were born and raised up in the city. So things like bewitched, doctor, I don't know, those things were not really there. They were not really our kind of thing. We just looked at her and thought, this girl is different. And we don't know why she's different like this. And I don't know how I can relate to her. Is because of lack of information, even ignorance, Benjamin. We shouldn't just blame it on no lack of information, on lack of knowledge. It's just ignorance as well. So because of ignorance as well, or we refuse to learn or to understand why is this child different. But there's neighbors, yes, because I remember one neighbor, we used to have one neighbor, and she, anytime she saw my sister, she would say in Swahili, "We mwendazimu, toka hapa." And she was pregnant. And God, with all his humor, God with all his humor, when this woman had a child, she had a child because she was pregnant at the time, where she was just, every time she saw my daughter, my sister, toka hapa we mwendazimu wewe, utaleta vitu, like she saw my sister as somebody who was cursed.
Translated,
So,
the Swahili words translated to English is like, "Go away, you mad girl, go away." Yeah.
yes, so she was just saying, "You mad girl, go away. You mad child, go away." Okay, so because of that, my sister would just, she would just go. Anytime they say go away, you mad woman, she would just go away. And then when the woman had a child, ha, she had a child who was severe special needs. She had a child who was in a wheelchair. The child was in a wheelchair. The child couldn't even eat, so she just used to feed the boy. It was a boy. And she came to my mom to ask for an apology and say, "Oh, my mom should forgive her, whatever." My mom said, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything to you. I don't know." And then she felt guilty because she used to abuse my sister. So she thought it's a curse. No, now that curse has gone to her. But there's no curse.
So somebody can say she was cursed because alitukana alikuwa anafukuza ule mwingine.
Alikuwa anafukuza ule
Do you think
mwingine
it was a curse
anatukana.
that God punished her, or still is this just still the same
I think it was just a very, very bad or strange
coincidence? Yeah,
coincidence.
yeah.
Yeah, very bad or strange coincidence, because coincidences do happen. And when they happen, that's when you start questioning either God, or blaming the devil or yourself or someone else, and thinking, but it's just a coincidence. But we don't see it like that. So there was no curse here whatsoever. But that's what we believe, especially in the African community. That's what we believe.
So any parent watching here and still believes that, oh my goodness, maybe because I was cursed, or maybe I did something wrong, so God is punishing me.
Yeah.
If God
That-
is punishing us, I think He could have punished so many things that we have done and gone against wrong to Him. And why is it that others are doing very bad things and they are not punished? you know,
Yes. Yes.
their children are okay, they are doing very
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
but they are very evil people in the society, doing
Yes.
so many bad things. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's just life, Benjamin. It's the same thing that you see people who are so good, or who we think are good. That's the thing. The thing is, we don't see a man's heart. We don't see what men do behind closed doors. But a man can portray themselves like they're the angel in front of everybody else. But maybe behind closed doors, they're the demons themselves. We don't really, you cannot really 100% say you know somebody. Not even your own children. You cannot 100% say, "I know this person," and I can swear and swear and swear. Because you don't know the person, what they do. And that's why we see sometimes good people die and bad people. And you're thinking, this person is so evil. Why are they still alive? And that person was so good and now they're gone. It's because you don't know God's plans. You don't know why the good people go there. But that is just how life is. Life is not fair, but that's how it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Sometimes I like that statement. Sometimes I don't really like it. But it is what it is. If you're a parent
Yes.
and you're watching and enjoying this show so far, those who are joining us, remember that this show is every Monday. And today being the 27th of June 2022, and you have already liked what is going on here. We have done this more than 10 times. So this could be, I think this, Lydia, this is our 13th show or
Yes.
13th.
Yes.
It's our
Yes.
13th
We've done
show.
well. We've done well.
We keep on pushing, and if
Yes.
you are liking what we are discussing here, we have touched so many areas. And as Lydia keeps on saying, she's not a perfect parent. I'm not a perfect parent. Nobody's a perfect. We're just sharing our ideas, and hopefully from these ideas you can pick one or two to use them as a parent, and your children will turn out to be okay as you're doing
Yes.
your part. And you try to get informed as much as possible by watching these kind of shows, sharing them, going and watch the repeat on my YouTube channel. That is one way that you're learning the way Lydia has spent time to learn about parenting her three beautiful angels. And I'll be bringing those Lydia's daughters here so that I can ask her some questions. I can ask them some questions. But it is what it is. Talking
It
about
is.
it is what it is.
Yes.
Parenting children with special needs or mental illness comes with a lot of stress.
Yeah.
And I mentioned last time that what I saw online is the parents who are raising these children as adolescents, their stress hormones are compared to soldiers in a war.
Wow. Wow.
I saw a comment here earlier on. Somebody says that those children are like what Helen Kathambi is saying. You see here, Lydia? Most of these kids are thrown or left at a very tender age.
That's true.
So you can imagine that now a parent who has decided to take care of the child up to the adolescent stage, if
Yes.
normal children are very stressful, what about children with living with disabilities?
Yes. Because sometimes children with special needs, sometimes they want something. Benjamin, they cannot tell you. They cannot express themselves. And you know what? They're getting really, really frustrated with you because you're not getting what they want. You're not understanding what they want. And because of that, they're getting so frustrated. But you as a mother, or you as a father, or you as a carer, you're getting more frustrated than them because you're not thinking, what do you want? I've done this, I've done. It's like a little child. You know, a little child when they can't talk and they keep on doing this. They know what they're saying, they know what they want, they know what they're thinking, but you don't because you don't understand their language.
You just have to figure out, is he hungry? Is he sick? You know?
Exactly. So who is getting more frustrated?
The parent.
Is it the child?
Yeah.
Or is it the parent?
The parent, and then the child is even getting more when they don't get what they want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how special needs are as well, because you cannot understand what they want. And because of that, they get angry, they get frustrated. And now a parent cannot deal with that. They cannot deal with the emotions that these children are portraying at that time. So because they cannot deal with the emotions that the children are portraying, that is why now they decide, you know what? I can't take this anymore. That's where the neglect comes in. That's where the throwing away of those children, like what's her name again? Like
Helen
one,
Kathambi, yeah, says so,
like
yeah.
Helen just said. Yes, that is when it comes in, and I can't. That's when we throw away, we throw in the towel, and we can't deal with it. But the thing is, as parents, if you have a child with special needs, it's hard enough to have a child who is able-bodied. So imagine who is special needs. We need to learn. We need there are schools, there's ways, there's how you can learn how to deal with the special needs child, because now you have that child. So what do? You have to go for lessons. You have to learn. You have to understand what this is. It's like those children who are doing sign languages. You have to learn as a parent. You have to go and start learning sign language as well. Because how are you to communicate with this child? This is your child. So everything now, you have to lay everything down. This is a different life. This is a different lifestyle. This is a different step in your life. And you have to embrace it. You have to accept it. You have to understand that this is different from my yesterday. My yesterday is gone now. Today, I have a child who has special needs. This child needs my attention 24/7.
So one way of dealing with those stresses is getting support
Yeah.
system, getting informed, learning as much as you can to know how to even cope with that stress.
Yes.
As you mentioned, some spouses will run away. you know,
Yeah.
a man will run away because the child is born with special needs. And I don't know in the comment section if you have a story about your spouse who left you because you got a child. I remember 2 weeks ago, about 3 ladies said their spouses left them, and it's because of the stress, dealing with the stress, and then the shame and the guilt, the blame, the society, and what even family members say, and it becomes difficult for the person who has been left to take care of them. So one of the things you're mentioning here, dealing with this stress, is that parent must be willing to learn. It's a must.
It's a must,
Yeah.
Benjamin. It's not like, it's not optional.
This
It's
one is
not
not optional.
optional. It's a must. And that is where we say that if you have children, you have first of all to find, if you have a special needs child, you have to find your coping mechanism. What's my coping mechanism? How can I cope when this child is distressed? How can I cope when this child is doing this? So you have to find that your coping mechanism. You cannot just say abandon a child. So who is going to look after this child if you abandon the child? Who has more love in them than you to look after this child? So if you can't look after this child, who do you think can? So whatever you're doing, you have to learn. You have to get support system around you. You have to everything. Your yesterday is gone. Just know that your yesterday is gone, and you're living with this child until forever, because that child will always be dependent on you. They'll always be dependent on you.
Yep.
So that's why you have to start looking for support system around you, the coping mechanism. You have to start going to learn. You have to start learning new things. If it's a sign language, you have to learn sign language. How do I communicate with my child? If your child is deaf, if your child is blind, you have to learn their language. If your child is has autism, if your child anything that your child has that now this child is special needs, you have to learn, Benjamin.
Wow. You have to learn. Talking of learning, there are many ways to learn. One of them is watching these videos. I believe that online videos like this and these discussions is one way of learning, and a parent will realize, wow, I'm not alone. So and so has a, and I want you watching now, if you are a parent who has a child living or a child with special needs, type there, I am one of them. We want to see them in the comments, so that from your comments you can actually encourage other parents to realize that they are not alone. You are together in this. And I believe one of the other ways to deal with this situation is creating a support system, a group.
Yes.
If it's not there, you can start it.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah, don't wait and say, oh, the government is not helping, because the other thing as well, Benjamin, human beings, we like complaining. We like just sitting down and waiting for things to be done for us. And if they're not done for us, we complain. If they're done for us, but it's not the way we expected it, we complain. So why don't you, instead of sitting down and waiting for something or the government or your neighbor or the community or your family to do something for you, why can't you get up and start doing something for yourself? It's the same big thing, Benjamin. In fact, today I was even just looking at it and talking about it. When there is, you saw that the atrocities that is happening in Morocco, border of Morocco and Spain, when they were killing all these black people. And we have some people who will forever be commenting on WhatsApp. Their job is just to comment on WhatsApp. What change are you bringing? What change? What are you doing? Where is the change? Their job is there to complain, day in, day out. But you need to step out and do something. You need to step out and learn. You need to step out and get knowledge and implement the knowledge that you're getting, not just get the knowledge and put it in the shelf to gather dust. Implement it.
So even starting a group can be a good idea.
Exactly. Start it yourself. Don't wait and say, oh, but Benjamin, this area that I'm living in, we don't even have any group. Start it yourself.
Invite people to join. You never know.
Exactly. Exactly. Stop sitting down and complaining and waiting for handouts. Get up and do something for yourself. Because you are the one who needs it. The government don't need it. Your neighbors don't need it. Your family or friends don't need it. You are the one who needs it. So you get up and do something about it.
Wow. Beautiful. So you can start as a parent who is watching and following this discussion. You too can start instead of just sitting and saying, "Hey, I cannot." You know, again, the thing is the fear of if I start a group, people are going to discuss and laugh at me because of my child. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So I cannot do it, and it's just like Benjamin. Why don't somebody will tell me, Benjamin? Why don't you open a WhatsApp group for these parents? And
Yeah.
and then I'm like, how can I do that now? And I am still doing this online to pass this message and having this discussion. I'm playing my part. You can also. You don't need to. I started from nowhere. I started doing shows when I was having about 10 people following me more than 5 years ago. I started from just one video. It was a night time. I bought a smartphone and I said, let me just do a live video. And here I am. I've done more than 5,000 videos. So you start from somewhere and you
Yeah.
keep on building. You never know. You, as a parent who is watching this, and your child is a child with special needs, you can start with 1, 2, 3 parents. As you're building it, these 2 parents will share the story. They will bring in other more parents. You cannot start with 100,000 parents.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
impossible. It's impossible.
Exactly.
Unless there's a celebrity somewhere who is in the same situation,
Yeah.
uses his or her platform to advocate and pass these messages. That one is possible. But now that we don't know any celebrity in this, like you said, most people even hide. A celebrity can hide a child
Yep.
because he's so
Yep.
famous, you know. So
They
why
don't
should
want to
I?
be seen. Yes, they don't want to be
Yes.
seen that, or they have a special needs child.
Uh-huh.
And even that celebrity, before they became a celebrity, they had only one follower. They did not just wake up and they were celebrities.
Yep,
They
yep, yep.
worked hard to get there as well.
You remember we were even talking before we went live last time, 2 weeks ago. I told you about the famous DJ. There's a one DJ in Kenya, DJ Pinye. And there's a song that has been sung by Daddy Owen. I'm sure you know Daddy Owen. The song title is called Mbona.
Bona.
Mbona, Mbona, Mbona. I hope I can play it here, but I will get copyrights.
Yeah, before they shut us out.
They will shut me down. But that song, the man who sang that song is a gospel song. Mbona, I want to encourage you to look for it. And towards the end of that video in YouTube, the DJ says it took him so many years to accept that his own brother was a brother of special needs. And he was a celebrity, you know, and people liked the way what he was doing, and but for so many years, this thing of having a brother living with the special needs really affected him, and it's like he was hiding behind the decks when he's mixing the music, just to cope up with this stress. So I think one of the other things is people living in denial.
Yes.
And I want you to briefly talk about this denial that a parent still denies, no, 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 no. This cannot be me.
Yes.
How can a parent deal with this denial of child
Well,
with special needs?
people live in deep. People. Even if you lose your loved one, people go through stages of life. First is denial, and then blame before acceptance. So they start with denial. Oh, no way, it's not true. Ah, my child never. And then they go on blame. They get to start blaming. Oh, maybe it was my auntie. That auntie, when I was pregnant, she came and held my stomach. She bewitched my child. Oh, it was the dad. It was the this. Blame. Before they can accept. Okay. And even when you accept, what do you do with it after accepting it? What do you do after accepting the reality of life? Now, a lot of parents are in denial. You see a parent, you see the child is struggling, even in school. The child can't read. The child can't do the things that the normal children are doing. Instead of taking this child and take the child to a special needs school, or get a special teacher to do this, or even get the child diagnosed, take the child to the hospital. What is wrong with my child? No, you're beating this child. This child gets beaten every day. Like, look at you, and they call this child names. You're stupid. Look at this child. Why is this one doing this and you can't? You cannot compare your child with another child. because that child probably is one of the brain kids. That child is so bright, and they're able-bodied, but your child has special needs. So why don't you look at what your child needs first before judging your child? But all you do is abuse the child, beat the child, call the child names, because you're in denial. And then after the period of denial, when now everything is blue, black and white, and now there's no running away from it. Now the blame games comes in. Oh, it was so and so. Oh, it's you start blaming, or maybe it was me. I was drinking alcohol when I was pregnant, or I was smoking. It's my fault. Blame, blame. You blame everybody from yourself to anybody that you can get around you. From there, then now we accept the reality of life. You come to the acceptance. Now I accept my child has special needs. But what do? Some people, that is when now they'll go to the extreme of hiding that child. Some of them will even go to the extreme of killing the child. Some of them will even kill
I know a
them.
young lady who is. She told me 2 years ago, the child was born with special needs, and I think the child was born visually impaired and cannot hear. And she's a single mother, and so she was planning to kill the child.
Yes. Can you imagine? So that is when acceptance now. We accept that, yeah, this my child is different. My child has special needs. My child needs help. My child needs support. But instead of you giving your child what the child actually needs, you're giving the child the opposite. So we need to come to understanding that these children are different. It has nothing to do with you. You did not, even us as parents, stop making it about yourself. When you're there so much thinking about me, oh my God, people will say I'm cursed. People will say I'm this, I'm this. What about that child? What is the child going through? Have you thought of what that child is going through? Have you thought of what that child is feeling? Or is just your feelings that count and that's it, we're done? So even when we come to that part of now acceptance, we need to know that, okay, I've accepted, but how am I reacting towards this acceptance? How am I behaving towards this acceptance? What am I doing with this acceptance that now I know that, yes, I've come from the stage of denial, I've come from the stage of blaming, now I've accepted. What am I doing with it?
Not just
Exactly.
accepting by the word accepting, but accepting
Yes,
with actions
with actions.
and willingness to be there to learn. I believe in learning. Learning is a lifetime process, even for the parents who have children without special needs. They
Yes.
need to learn. I talked about in one of our previous shows. I said that we have parents who spend a lot of time to build their careers.
Yes.
A
Yes.
lot of time to build their business or to build their empires,
Yes.
but spare a very little time in learning on how to just become a good parent.
Yes.
Even a book, just reading a book on how to become a good mother, good father, or to
Yes.
watch this video, which is just 1 hour only,
Yes.
still they would rather spend 10 hours building an empire somewhere. But
Yes.
this one here, let this topic, let these guys finish.
Yes.
I like the other show which Benjamin does. This one is for other people. For me,
Yes.
parents don't realize that as much as you learn, when you learn much, then even this thing of acceptance becomes easier for you.
Yes.
Finally, you've
Yes.
accepted this is not my problem. The
Yes.
doctors have explained to you what exactly happened. It is not about your alcohol or cigarettes or curses. The chemical and the body reaction did not go well during your
No
pregnancy.
balance
Yeah, they
properly.
didn't balance very well. Then your child was born like this. And this is something that maybe you could not have avoided.
Yes.
So, how can parents accept other than getting informed and is it possible for a parent to some parents take so many years to accept?
Everybody has their journey. Everybody has their walk. So everybody has when they accept. But the only problem is when you're still on that journey of the acceptance, what's happening to this child? You understand? So I know people who say that, yeah, people have their journey, people have their time, people heal separately. That is fine if you're healing separately and everything. But when you're now taking your time, when you're processing all these things and what is happening to this child? This child still needs your TLC. This child still needs TLC. But Benjamin, this is somebody who is still there thinking, oh, is it my fault? You're still on denial. Oh my God. And then now you're on acceptance. What is happening to the child? Who is looking after the child? What is the child getting? What energy is the child even getting from you?
Because the child is growing.
The child is
He's not
growing.
going to remain 1 year or 2 years. No, no, no.
Exactly. For you to think, the child is not going there to wait for you to think, and for you to before you deny, and before you blame, and before you accept. The child is not going to be waiting for you. The child is not going to wait for you. The child is growing.
So the acceptance, it varies from people. Others can accept it as soon as possible and
Yes.
begin the
Or others
journey.
can accept it even when they're still pregnant. Because sometimes when you're pregnant, they'll tell you already that, oh, you're going to have a child with special needs. Some parents will be like, that's fine. And now they start, they start preparing themselves mentally. Okay, this child is coming out with special needs. What am I going to do? What lessons do I need to go to? What school do I need to learn? What books do I need to read? Is it sign language? What do I need to, how am I going to cope with this child? So they've prepared themselves mentally. Even though, Benjamin, you can prepare yourself mentally, but now when it's here, when the reality
Yep,
hits,
yep.
it's different story. It's always on the ground, things are always hard. On
That's
the
what
ground,
Damaris is saying. It's not easy at all. Yeah,
it's
nobody's saying it's
not.
easy.
Nobody's saying it's easy, and it's never easy. It's never easy. But the only thing that I have a problem with parents who think, oh, but I'm still not, I'm in denial. But when what is happening to the child? If you've taken this child to a special needs school, if you've taken this child somewhere and people are looking after the child, this child is being looked after. When you're still struggling with your acceptance and denial, and you're still struggling, that's okay. But when the child is now in the house, you've hidden the child, you're treating the child so bad, like this child is a curse, because you've not accepted that you have a child with special needs. And then you want people to have empathy on you and say, oh, I'm so sorry, look, it's because there's no because. It's not easy. Nobody said it's easy, but you decided to have a child. So the child is here. This child needs a parent, and you are the parent. So you cannot run into depression and leave a child to look after themselves. The child have put on themselves, who is washing her. The child is hungry, who is giving the child food. The child just needs a cuddle, who is there to cuddle the child. The child is vomiting, who is there to look, because the mom or the dad is still going through denial, blame, and acceptance, and they don't know how to deal with it.
So
And that's why we say it's important to have support system around you, Benjamin. If it's not there, you create it yourself. You create it yourself if it's not there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, you cannot do this alone. I don't think even parents who have children without special needs, they need support. You need support time
Yes.
to time. Sometimes you need somebody to support you, somebody to remind you what you're doing, and just remember, you cannot do this alone. You will get tired.
can't.
You will be exhausted. You will be
Yeah.
frustrated. The more you're trying to do it alone, the harder it will become to you. And one way
Yes.
of dealing and accepting this situation is by creating and having support system.
Yes.
Stella Sena is mentioned the society is also to blame.
Well, how are you blaming the society? What does the society have to do with your bringing of your child? And that is the thing. People always say, "Oh, we need to blame the government." People are always looking for something and someone to blame.
The
Instead of
society doesn't
blaming,
care about me and my
the
child.
society doesn't care. If you have a special needs child, they don't care. If you have a child who is rude, who is rebellious, they don't care. The only time the society cares if your child is Obama, if your child is Lupita, if your child has made it and your child is a big doctor, a big lawyer, that's the only time the society will care. Because this is a rotten society we are living in, totally rotten. If your child is rebellious, your child is rude, your daughter has gotten pregnant at the age of 14 or 15, at a young age, your child is so
Special
tired.
needs, yeah.
Special needs, the society don't care. They will talk about you, they will destroy you and your child, they'll destroy your family, they'll destroy your sanity. Forget about society, forget about community. Focus on yourself and your child. or
The
your
society
children.
actually celebrates and even
They
laughs about it.
celebrate your
Yeah.
downfall. Society is always there celebrating your downfall. Look at Benjamin. Let me give you an example. If you post something, or me, you, or anybody else, or any on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere, you post something that you are sick, you see how many likes you get. You see how many people come there praying for you. You see how many people say, "Oh, get well, Benjamin." Do they even mean that get well? Half of them don't even mean it. But go and put something nice like, "Oh, I've won an award," or a nice story, or talk about God, or you will not get so many likes. Like when go there and abuse somebody and say, "Who the hell do you think you are, you Lydia? You did this to me." You come and see how many likes you get. But when you come there and praise Lydia and say, "Oh, Lydia," you won't get any likes. You won't get more likes than you get when you're saying something negative,
And
because
that's the
that's what the
nature of the
society
society.
is. The society just feed on negativity. It's a rotten society we're living in. They feed on negativity. If your child is in prison, hi, that's when they'll now bring, when they're drinking alcohol, that's it's only your child that will be on
Topic of
discussion.
discussion. Yeah.
Exactly. But when your child makes it and your child is a big person, your child has made it, your child is now everybody wants a piece of that child. So the society is a rotten society. Forget about society. Focus on your own life and your children's life. If you have a special needs child, society will talk and talk and talk. Don't listen to them.
Wow.
Don't ever look at empathy from society. There's no empathy here. There's no sympathy here. There's no love here. There's no care.
People, in short, people don't give a damn what you're
They
going
don't
through.
give
No.
a
That is
damn.
your child. You gave birth to him or her. That is your issue.
I'm
Deal with
telling
it.
you.
Just deal with
Look
it.
at my neighbor who was pregnant. She is pregnant and she's abusing my sister. Toka hapa we mwendazimu. Get out of here, you mad woman. Did she care? She's part of the society we're talking about. Until she gave birth to a child who had the same in fact, her child was worse. At least my sister, you could send her to the shop with a paper and tell her, "Go buy this," and she will take that paper and give it to the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper will give her the things that were in the paper. At least will do something. At least she was helpful. She will wash the house, she will clean the house. But she had a child who was totally vegetable on a wheelchair. She's part of the society. Society don't care.
They
The
don't
only
really
time
care.
she cared is when she had that child. So she now came to my mom thinking my mom put a curse on her. So she came to ask for forgiveness. But if she had had an able-bodied child, she would still be the same woman who was abusing my sister. Society don't care.
As we're winding up here, ladies and gentlemen, Lydia, I want also to briefly talk about one of the biggest support system that I think can help these parents, especially those who are watching us here, is fellow parents with children with special needs.
That's it.
If they are seeing these comments here, somebody's typing there, "I have a daughter who is like this, I have a son," that is the one person that you should be close to, you should become friends with. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. That is so true, Benjamin, because that's the only person who will resonate with your pain. They'll resonate with your emotion. They'll resonate with what you're going through. Because I always say that if somebody has cancer, Benjamin, and somebody who has never had cancer coming to say, "I understand what you're going through." How? How do you understand? You've never had cancer. You don't know what I'm going through. Or somebody who has lost a child and you come and say, "I understand." You don't understand. Last week in my show, last week on Wednesday, I had a friend of mine, and this is a friend that I only knew her the time the child passed on. Her son committed suicide. She said she hates that committed suicide. That child took his life by jumping on a building, and he was only 22 years old, and he died. So she has support system, but the support system she has is only the parents who their children have taken their lives. Not even the ones that the children have died of sickness or accident. No. Only the ones that the children have taken their lives, because those are the only people who can resonate with each other, understand each other. So you can't expect somebody who doesn't even know what you're going through to be part of your support system. because they'll look after your child one day, they'll get tired and say,
No,
please take
I
your child.
cannot
I
do
can't
this.
do
Yeah.
this. But if they're parents who have special needs children, that is the support system that you need, because
Building
then you
connection with them.
understand
Yeah.
each other.
Build
Yeah.
connection with any parent that you know has a child with special needs. Be close with them, become friends, visit each other
Yes.
and talk about it, even laugh about it and say, oh,
Yes.
today mine was worse.
Yes.
Last week was
Exactly.
okay, but this week is really tough on me. And any parent who is watching here, please remember and bear that in mind, that your fellow parent who is having a child or children with the same special needs is much, much better to be together and form friendship with him or her. And you see here, Lydia, Helen Kadambi says, some parents aren't accepted yet. They take them to a school as a dumping site for their
Yeah.
kids. They are ready to pay all what is asked, but you will never hear from them or even come to check on them. Others even refuse to pick them after closing the school. These are the
I,
denials.
I remember that. I remember that with my mom. I
Your
know my
sister.
mom never went to to check on my sister. She took my sister to a very good school, but she never went to see her. And I always say, it's only my younger sister who understood what my sister was going through. I don't know how. I don't know how she understood it, because none of us did. And she would go to see my sister in the school. My sister was taken to we lived in Nairobi. My sister was taken to Kisumu Lutheran. There's a school called Lutheran School in Kisumu. That's where she was taken. The day she's taken there, we will not see her until she comes back. And my mom never used to visit her. And because she was in denial. But for me, I can understand. I can understand if a parent takes their child to that boarding school. I don't even go and see them, instead of hiding the child in the room and abusing, because that's abuse. That's mental torture. That is physical abuse. That is abuse, totally mental and emotional abuse, to leave the child in this. But at least if you take the child to a boarding school, the child is with other children who understand them, and they can play together, they can laugh together. At
And
least
with
that
professionals
way,
who have gone through the training on how to
professionals who are
take care
there
of
to
them.
help. Yes, at least that way, even though it's not a very good thing to do, but it's better than the one that you hide your child in the room. Because I've seen children being hidden, children who can't even read and write, because all they've done is they've been, even when you take them out, they're thinking, where am I going? They see outside as strange, because they've always been hidden in the house. So at least the one that takes the child to a dumping place in a boarding school
It's much better.
is a little bit better.
It's a little bit better than
It's a little
hiding.
bit better. Yeah, than hiding the child. But
And of
yes,
course,
like
also
she
coping.
said, she's right. They do it happens. I saw it with my sister. She is totally right.
And your mother never used to go and pick or go and visit her.
No,
Never.
no visitor. But when she's at home, yes, now she's at home. My mom will be happy she's at home. But the minute she goes, and I'm feeling like she just thought like, oh, now she's away. That maybe that was her coping mechanism. That now she's away. Now I'm not dealing with her because she was hard work. And the funny thing is, my sister was not even that hard work. She was a little bit hard work, but not really that hard work.
When you look back, it was not really severe.
Yeah, when I
if
look
you guys
back,
knew her condition, you could have helped her. She could have
exactly.
even, she could have survived, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we're winding up here. Damari says, yes, it's true the society never cares. Only those who are in the same position can understand you fully. People will walk, reject you and your kid all round. May the Lord give strength to all the parents who are struggling.
Amen. Amen.
Wow. Can the church really support? Or it depends.
Which
These
church?
days, churches.
Churches are business.
These days, churches and our pastors, sorry to use that example as in this
But
talk.
we do have, in all honesty,
we do have some
good
special
churches.
cases.
Yeah, we do have some little. I think
Few
it's only
cases.
10%. 10% of
Maybe
special.
if the pastor has a child with special needs, he or she might understand this help. That
Maybe that's the even pastor who will be hiding the child. That's so the congregation don't know that they have a special needs, because they'll be thinking, how would the congregation
Yeah.
understand us that we have a special needs and we're coming to stand in the pulpit and say, what back to what do they call say destroying all the demons, and our
Yes.
child is possessed with some demons.
Yes. And at home
So
they are hiding. I
that's
wish
just a by
the
the
pastors
way.
could be honest as much as they can and say, hey, even for me, I have a child with special needs. I have
Yeah.
started a support system because this is our church. There are so many people who come here every week, and we have a group specifically for parents with children with special needs. I wish they could do
Yes.
that. And that's the
Yeah.
only way that they can help. But a parent expecting the church to help him or her, is it going to work?
Some like we said, we do have, in all honesty, we do have good pastors out there, and we do have good churches out there, but how many? That's the key, the thing, how many?
Is it
Very,
near
very
your
few
place
pastors.
or very far away? Yeah.
Very few. You know, Benjamin, and that's part of the reason why I started the event, Kenya and Friends in the Park. We had a Ugandan girl, Benjamin. This girl died of starvation in her house. And 5 days later, a 5-year-old child died of starvation. Do you know the death of dying of starvation?
It's a very painful
And
and slow death. Yeah.
yes, and this girl went to a church because the CCTV showed that she went to a church and the church turned her down. But because hakuwa na makaratasi, she didn't have the right documentations, she couldn't go to the government to help her because she was scared that they would deport her. But she went to church. So what kind of a church would turn a woman, a single mother, away with a 5-year-old, and then you're there telling people to bring 10% tithe, and then you take all that money and take it where? Is that money not meant to help the poor? So there are some churches that are good, but how many? There are some pastors who are very good. Where are they? How many do we have? Few, but they're there.
So the parent, again, as we said, he or she must do a serious search about where such churches can help him or her.
Yes.
Yeah, you have
Because
to do
a
your
church
own
can
search.
destroy you. A church can totally destroy you because you feel like this is a spiritual figure. You know, a government figure and a spiritual figure is totally different. A spiritual figure is somebody that you're thinking, oh my God, God speaks through this person. This person knows the kingdom. You understand? And then you go to a spiritual person and they destroy you. That can destroy you more than any figure of authority out there. Any figure of authority. But when it comes to pastor or somebody who is spiritual or man of God, they can totally destroy you. So you better look for the right one before you go and open your mouth and tell them your problem, because your problem will come like a saloon. It's better if you just go to a saloon and start talking, because saloon,
Saloon is another therapy session for ladies, eh?
that's
Yeah.
another therapy.
I once went to a salon when adolescence ilikuwa inanisumbua, nilikuwa nataka kutengeneza nywele.
Unasikia story huko.
I was just 16 years old, but the stories I had there, yeah, it's a good therapy session to
Yes,
share,
it is.
to speak out.
Yes.
And that's why we started this show. If you're a parent who has been following this since we started, thank you so much. Feel free to reach out to me or to Lydia Tett Olet. That's her Facebook name there on the screen. Share your story with her. She also does shows like this on Facebook, live shows, especially on Wednesdays. And specifically about, you said you deal so much about domestic violence.
Yes. Domestic violence, child molestation,
Yeah.
girl sanitization, and suicide. So only those things, but we also just talk about anything.
Even politics. I remember you had some politics shows. Are you still
Yeah,
doing them?
politician. Yes. In fact, this time we need to really talk about more of politics, because we have 4 candidates. Yes, and we also need to speak about peaceful election, because the election is coming now.
Yeah.
So we have to be very mindful, so we don't end up like our country was some years back. So yeah.
All right. And that's how we want to end this discussion here. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we were talking about how can a parent deal with children with special needs and mental. We didn't talk so much about mental illness. Maybe we will focus on it the following show next Monday,
Yeah.
dealing with the mental illness. And because if the mind and the brain is affected, then of your child, that's when you hear stories. I would like to hear that story of the parent you said whose son committed suicide, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It must be very heartbreaking. At 22, when you have raised up to 22, and then, sorry to ask you, Lydia, when did that boy commit suicide?
On the 13th of October 2020.
So 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Almost. It's going to be 2 years in October.
Almost 2 years now. And the parent, was she aware of these plans?
No. No. Maybe you should bring her next week in your show. She did not know nothing. And that's why she in on Wednesday, when you watch it, it's still on my Facebook. If you want, anybody who wants to go and watch it, they can watch it. She spoke about she was telling parents what to look out for. So she can also be a good person, because she's still hurting. She's still hurting
It's
right
never easy.
now.
It's never
Yeah,
easy. It's
it's
never
not
gonna
easy.
be easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so our child just
Jumped
keep
from
just jumped
like
from the
how
building.
many floors?
I think John Lewis is third floor, but it's those third floor that are really high. You know, some third floor are really, really high.
And the way you fall down, if you fall, maybe the concussion on the head, then
You know,
can
he fell
instantly.
with his front. Yeah.
That is so painful. I hope we can have her in this show and to share her experience. Can
Yeah.
she was in your show, so she can talk. She can talk in public.
Yeah, she can talk. She can talk. Yeah, she can. But things that are very sensitive, she'll just say pass, or because I did tell her that if something is sensitive, just don't talk about it. Yeah.
Because that's also parenting. You never know what's going to happen to your son or to your daughter.
Yeah.
We live in a world that most of our children are going through their own personal stresses,
Yes.
personal demons. They don't
Yes.
want to speak up. They only want to talk to their only friends. you know?
Yes. Yes.
And yet you as a parent, you're doing your best to show them love, to be there for them, to guide them. But they still don't see that. They are seeing you as one
An
of their
enemy.
number one enemy.
Yes.
Yeah. We will have such kind of talks in our coming shows.
Yeah.
And Lydia, that should be the end of this talk today.
Thank you.
Yeah. And please don't forget to follow Lydia Tett Olet.
Hey, thank you. I just want to say thank you so much to every single parent out there who has a child who has special needs, and they're proud of the children. I have one lady here in London. Her name is Grace. That woman, she amazes me. She has a child on a wheelchair, a child who has special needs. Everywhere she goes, she brings that child. Everywhere she bring that child. It doesn't matter who says what or who doesn't say what. She doesn't care. So I'll just say kudos and congratulations to all those parents out there who don't care what the society is talking about, but they're looking after their children with special needs, taking their children out, taking their children where people are, so not hiding the children. And I also want to say to the parents that it's not your fault. If you have a child who has special needs, it's not your fault. You are not cursed, and definitely that child is not cursed either. So don't feel like, oh, I am cursed, I want to hide this child. You are not cursed. And it's not your fault. And it's not the fault of that child either. And if your husband or your wife want to leave because you have a special needs child, let them leave. But don't take that child and hide them or send them to a boarding school somewhere just because you want to keep your wife or you want to keep your husband. If it's because of your sanity, yes, somebody can understand, but not because you want to keep a man or a woman. Look after your child. And guys, just take care of yourselves. And I just want to say thank you so much. And also thank you so much, Benjamin, for giving me this platform once again.
Thank you too. Thank you too also for finding time every Monday to join me and to speak to the viewers. I really don't take it for granted, Lydia. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best. Continue enjoying the rest of your evening. Thank you, Lydia. We will do this again next Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you, ladies. Please don't forget to like and follow this page here. As you can see on the screen, you can watch a repeat of this show if you just joined Benjamin Junior Bogonko on YouTube, or you can watch this here on my Facebook page when you are free or when you are available to continue watching this show. The show is every Monday, so see you next Monday from 6 p.m. United Kingdom time, or 8 p.m. East African time, or 12 p.m. in the afternoon United States Central Time. So until Monday, from me, Benjamin and Lydia, I wish you a fantastic week. Thank you, and may God continue blessing you and with your parenting skills. Remember, you are doing your best. It might not make sense now, but so long as you do your part, then the rest will follow from there. Continue doing what you're doing. You are doing your best the way you're raising your child or your children. You just remember you're doing your best. Thank you, and God bless. See you again next Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.